Ladies, let's talk about the glow up that is beyond our hair, skin, nails, and clothes. Let's talk about the glow up that is a real transformation that completely alters our aura, completely alters the opportunities that we align with, completely alters the relationships that we attract. Let's talk about spiritual discipline. Hi, ladies. I'm Jasmine, an identity healer and subconscious mind mentor. Welcome to Divinely Her. Episode 2 begins now. Let's step into our highest identity together. I said this before, but I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying this. Our spirit is a muscle. Our spirit is a muscle, and most people are spiritually out of shape. Let's get our spirits into shape. The same way you don't get abs from watching workout content, you don't become spiritually powerful from watching spiritual content. Like the gym requires repetition, so does our spiritual journey. It requires repetition. Prayer, meditation, affirmations, journaling, identity reprogramming, subconscious mind reprogramming daily, every single day. We have control over our minds, and if you don't, your mind is controlling you. You have to choose one. There's no in between with that. Just like with the gym, you don't see results at first. It seems like nothing's changing, nothing's building. That's the same way it is with the spiritual realm, with spirituality, with manifestation, and also with healing. You just look up one day and you realize, oh wow, I actually have everything that I once asked for. Consistency shapes your inner world, and eventually your outer world has no choice but to mirror it. I feel like when I speak of spiritual discipline and I compare it to the analogy of the gym, it does come off a little bit masculine. And that's why I did upload a short that I talk about spiritual discipline, but I'm not including it in this series because to me, it just feels like a very masculine conversation. So let's talk about spiritual discipline in a feminine way. Spiritual discipline creates self-trust. Self-trust isn't something that you affirm your way into. It's something that you prove to yourself through repetition. Every time you keep a spiritual promise to yourself, your subconscious mind is storing that. A spiritual promise looks like having a daily prayer routine, choosing journaling over spiraling, choosing stillness over chaos, honoring your boundaries. People don't trust themselves because they constantly abandon their intentions. When you say, I'm going to pray in the morning, I'm going to meditate in the morning, and you actually do, your brain says, oh, she does what she says she's going to do. When she commits to something, she follows through. That's how you begin building a new identity. Lack of discipline, on the other hand, feels like self-abandonment. It's when you say you desire peace, but yet you're entertaining chaos. You say you want growth, but yet you're choosing comfort. You call yourself spiritual, but how often are you actually engaging your spirit? This creates a gap between who you claim to be and who you actually are. That gap is where insecurity lives. That gap is where distance lives. That gap is where we stand wondering, where are my desires? I'm affirming every day, but yet where are my desires? They're in that gap because you haven't fully stepped into your new identity. Discipline closes that gap. With self-discipline, you stop negotiating with your lower self, with your lower identity. Discipline trains your new identity to lead as opposed to your fears, your impulses, and your previous identity. Each time you choose your higher self over temporary emotions, you reinforce to yourself, I can trust myself with my future. That's how you create an identity that doesn't break under pressure and is not constantly searching the 3D for evidence that manifestation is coming to pass. Self-trust is not a feeling, it's a pattern. The woman you trust becomes the woman you follow. So you're either choosing to trust your new identity or your old identity. You're taking aligned action or actions based out of fear. Let's relate this discipline to manifestation. Manifestation isn't magic, it's not wishful thinking, it's alignment. When you desire to manifest something, yet your habits contradict that desire, you're sending mixed signals to your subconscious. Discipline makes your actions align with your intentions because remember, we trust ourselves now. And this is what collapses the time between desire and reality. Spiritual discipline tells God, I'm ready. I'm ready, God. I trust you with my whole heart. I saw a quote that changed everything about the way that I moved. It wasn't even a quote. It was just a post on Threads. Like literally not even some philosophical quote. Somebody said, you have to trust God to the point where you're willing to look like a fool. And that changed everything for me. Do it while you're scared. Do it while you're not ready. Do it while you're embarrassed. Do it while you have anxiety. Do it while you have fear. Look like a fool. Do it and allow people to see you begin. Allow people to see you start. Look like a fool for God. That is faith. That is the ultimate God, I trust you. God, I'm ready. Manifestation isn't waiting, it's preparation. Feminine discipline isn't force or control or overworking. Feminine discipline is devotion. Feminine discipline is ritual. Feminine discipline is honoring God by honoring yourself through your daily choices. So, consistency in honoring yourself daily looks like sacred routines, boundaries, which will look different for everyone, and environments that support our new identity. The feminine version of discipline is soft, but it's unwavering. It's not loud, it's embodied. So this isn't about control, it's about care. It's about self-care, caring enough about your purpose, your walk with God to take care of your mind. Mental self-care through daily practices of self-discipline. You don't just wake up one day as being your most divine, high identity self. You build her in micro decisions and micro actions. When your habits align with your higher self, the transformation is inevitable. We call it a glow up, but it's actually a becoming. Your habits are the bridge between who you are and who you're being called to be. This is the feminine glow up. Not changing your appearance, changing your identity. Not learning who she is, remembering who you were called to be. Not chasing a lifestyle, but preparing for the one that was already written for you by the Most High God. All right, ladies, happy Thanksgiving, happy subconscious mind healing, happy subconscious mind training, and happy manifesting. Cheers.